Today we talked about the Pythagorean Theorem. I would like to perform an example, or two examples, of finding the hypotenuse. So as you know, in the lesson today we talked about the Pythagorean Theorem being a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where a and b represent the two legs of the triangle, which are the ones that are touched by the right angle, and c is the hypotenuse, which is the longest side of the triangle, and it is pointed to by the right angle. Well, in class today we learned that we take the a and the b, and it doesn't matter which one we call what, and we plug them into the formula. So I'm going to take 12 and plug it into a, so 12 squared, plus the 16 I'm going to plug into b, so 16 squared is equal to c squared. So now we evaluate those. So we take our calculator and we do 12 times 12, or 12 squared, whichever way you want to do that, and we end up with 144. Now we do the same thing with 16. We do 16 times 16, and we end up with 256. And that is equal to c squared. Now we add these two numbers together, which gives us 400, which that equals c squared. Now I don't want c squared out of this, I only want c. Okay? So in order to reverse c squared, we learned that all we do is we do the square root of that, because the opposite of squared is square root. So the square root of c squared is c, and the square root of 400, if we go back to our calculator and type that in, we do second x squared, 400, hit enter, oops, I did 4,000, sorry, second x squared, 400, we hit enter, and we end up with 20 as our answer. So our answer would be 20 centimeters. Let's do one more where we're trying to find the hypotenuse. So again, we write our formula, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We plug in our values. I'll let 11 be a, so 11 squared, plus b is 15, so 15 squared is equal to c squared. We do our math. 11 squared is 121, plus 15 squared is 225, and that's equal to c squared. So now, we add these two numbers together. Okay, so we go to our calculator. 121 plus 225. We hit enter. We end up with 346. Okay, so I don't want c squared. I want c, so I take the square root of both sides. So we do second x squared, 3, 4, 6, enter, and we end up with 18.6. Now, what I'm going to have you do on this assignment is round to the nearest tenth. So we look at the hundredths place. It's a 0. If it's 5 or more, we make the 6 one more. If it's less than 5, we keep it the same. So in this case, c is approximately equal to 18.6. And that would be centimeters. And that's how you do problems where the hypotenuse is missing.